Hello, I'm Katie, and today I will be talking to you about exothermic reactions, including one you can create at your own home. Exothermic reactions are chemical reactions in which energy is released to the environment, creating an increase in temperature. So today we are going to investigate exothermic chemical reactions that will not only create heat but also foam. And you can do this at home with some warm water, a small cup, a packet of dry yeast, a clean 16-ounce soda bottle, half a cup of 6% solution of hydrogen peroxide, 1 tablespoon of dishwashing soap, safety goggles, and food coloring. The last two are optional, but since we're dealing with some chemicals, I thought it would be best to remove my jewelry and put on some gloves and some safety goggles. So, the first thing I'm going to do is pour in half a cup of the hydrogen peroxide. And that's especially the main reason why I use these goggles and gloves today. So I'm going to put in this funnel here, and now I'm going to put in about half a cup of hydrogen peroxide here and pour it through that funnel into the bottle. And as you can see, hydrogen peroxide clearly takes a while to fill up half a cup. Alright, that should be about good. Now, I'm going to pour it through this funnel into the bottle. Now, I'm going to put in some food coloring here. And just so we're clear, the experiment we're doing is called elephant toothpaste, which is a very fun experiment that you can do at home that demonstrates how exothermic chemical reactions work. So, I'm going to put in a few drops of some red and a few drops of some green. All right. And now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of liquid dish soap into the bottle. So, here is my dish soap, and I'm pouring it into this tablespoon right here. Thankfully, it's easy to fill up. Now, I'm pouring the dish soap into the bottle. Now, I'm going to lightly move the bottle around to mix up these ingredients. And now, I am going to take this small cup and put 3 tablespoons of warm water and the yeast in it. So, here is my tablespoon, and I am just going to move on over here to fill it up with some warm water. I'm going to actually feel the water first to make sure it's warm enough. All right, that's 1 tablespoon. Two tablespoons. tablespoons of warm water. And now I am going to cut open this yeast packet here and pour it into the small cup. All right. And now I'm going to mix this around for about 30 seconds. So as you can see, some of the yeast is starting to sift to the bottom of the cup here. And it is mixing. I'm sure I can use my finger to mix this up a little bit more. Some of it's getting stuck to my glove. All right, so now the fun begins when first, I'm going to lay down this pan for safety reasons. Then I'm going to put the bottle in here. And now, the fun begins. So, now that the water and yeast are mixed well together, I am going to pour them in here and watch the fun begin. All right. So, there we go. The yeast is coming up out of the bottle. So, you will see lots of tiny foam bubbles. Each of these tiny foam bubbles contain oxygen. In our experiment, the dry yeast acted as a catalyst to remove the oxygen from the hydrogen peroxide, creating the bubbly foam. So, a catalyst is a substance that speeds up a chemical reaction. So, this type of chemical reaction was an exothermic reaction, which creates heat and does not require a lot of energy. If we were to touch the bottom of the soda bottle, we will notice that it feels warm. And it does feel warm. So, that was pretty cool. So, thank you for joining me on this exothermic chemical reaction called elephant toothpaste. Whether or not elephants have actually used it for toothpaste, I don't know. But either way, I hope you learned something. Have a good day. Stay warm.